Hi guys, welcome back to Newcastle Fans TV. This is the combined 11 for Newcastle versus Manchester United this Sunday, 4:30 again. This is the combined 11. So I'm trying to put a couple of Newcastle players in there who I think can actually get into this 11, because this isn't Manchester United. No disrespect to Manchester United, but this isn't Manchester United 5 years ago, 10 years ago, maybe not even 2 years ago, what Jose Mourinho had when Manchester United finished second and he called it the greatest achievement in football. In goal, it was still quite easy. I think David De Gea is still arguably one of the best goalkeepers in the world. Is he the best goalkeeper in the world? No. Is he better than Dubravka? Yes. I think Dubravka was at fault for the Leicester second goal last week. Still a very good goalkeeper, Dubravka, but I think on his day, De Gea could potentially have that world-class performance in him. Hopefully he continues having these mistakes and hopefully Newcastle can capitalise on that, but I still think David De Gea is the better goalkeeper. I'm going to start from right back, and I think this is good. This is quite easy as well. I'm going with Aaron Wan-Bissaka for Manchester United, signed for big money from Crystal Palace. I just think he's a massive, massive upgrade on what Manchester United have got in that position. I know he was injured for the Arsenal game, but absolutely brilliant fullback going forward in particular. Defensively, I think he's still got a little bit to work on, but going forward, I think he's a massive, massive threat. And I think Manchester United will get more assists and more chances down that right-hand side if he is available this weekend, but if he's not, it's good for Newcastle. The two centre-halves, the first one is another Manchester United one. It is their £18 million man, Mr. Harry Maguire, Slabhead, as most people call him. He's a fantastic central defender, and you can see why even Manchester United and Manchester City were fighting over him. Yes, it's big money, but he will improve, and he has improved Manchester United's defence so far. And for me, Harry Maguire is also someone you have to look out for set pieces, free kicks, corners. They always look for Harry Maguire because he's a massive threat. He scored for Leicester last season at St James's. Other centre-half next to him is Newcastle's Fabian Schar. Obviously, Lee and Kyle are calling the elegant man. For me, he's just an outstanding centre-half on his day. I think Schar could do a half-decent job for Manchester United if something was to materialise. I think he's had a very good couple of seasons for Newcastle, and I don't think there's been many times where he's let us down. He's got a fantastic crossfield ball, and he gets the odd goal every now and then as well. So for me, he has that passion, and I think he has to go in this team for me. I think Manchester United will be surprised with how Fabian Schar could deal with the likes of a Rashford or Martial if fit as well, because I think he's a very, very good player. Left back, I'm going with Paul Dummett. Again, I looked at Manchester United's left backs. I looked at Luke Shaw. Axel Tuanzebe played against Arsenal. Tuanzebe I thought did okay, but gave the ball away for Arsenal's equaliser. I think Tuanzebe's got more chance of making it than I think Luke Shaw has. I think Luke Shaw's been a disappointing signing for Manchester United. On his day, he's not bad, but for me, I think Paul Dummett defensively does a good job there. And this is, I think Manchester United fans will be watching this going, "Is this the same back four that played against Leicester last week?" But I think to say that Newcastle haven't been beaten 5-0 under Rafa, it was their first 5-0 defeat in a very, very long time. I think when McLaren was in charge, Newcastle lost maybe 5-1 to Chelsea. So the two sitting defensive midfielders, the first one I've gone for was Paul Pogba. Slightly out of position, but for me, he is still Manchester United's best midfielder on paper. And we can't give him too much time on the ball, can't give him too much respect. He's a World Cup winner. I know he has his critics, and I know he's been disappointing sometimes for Manchester United, but he can change the game when he wants to. I don't think he wants to be at Manchester United. I really don't. I think he had his heart set on maybe going to Real Madrid or a PSG or Barcelona. I don't think he wanted to stay at the club anymore. But while he's still at Manchester United, if you're just judging him on pure talent, he's probably the best player that Manchester United have at the minute. So Paul Pogba for me sits with Sean Longstaff. Now maybe people, Newcastle fans who watch us regularly, will probably be a bit surprised about that, because Sean Longstaff maybe hasn't had the best start of the season so far. For me, I think he would complement Pogba really well. And that sounds strange, but I think he would probably complement Pogba really well if they were playing together. And they might have done in the summer, who knows? I don't know how close that was from Sean Longstaff going to Manchester United in the summer, but I think that he's very calm on the ball, Longstaff, and I think he would hold back a little bit if Pogba was to go a little bit more forward. And for me, Longstaff is someone to watch in the future. I think he just needs a run of games where he stays fit and he can maybe on a winning side, because when he was, especially towards the back end of last season, it looked a real threat for Newcastle, and obviously got that goal against Burnley and Blackburn in the FA Cup. Longstaff for me is one for the future. And the three attacking midfielders, I'm going to start with Dan James, the Swansea a winger that went to Manchester United in the summer. He's been a revelation at Old Trafford this season, taking players on. He's got a load of pace to burn. I think obviously Newcastle's defence are going to have to be wary of that. I think it wouldn't surprise me if DeAndre Yedlin was placed at right back on Sunday to match him for pace-wise. But he's been very tricky. He's got a couple of goals. I remember the goal he scored against Chelsea. He also scored against Southampton as well. So he is someone you have to say that Manchester United will be looking at in the future and going, if he can continue what he's been doing from now to the end of the season, he could be at Manchester United for a number of years, because he's the only one that seems to be, willing to take the bull by the horn and have a go at defenders for Manchester United. In the middle, but I possibly could go out on the wide, Anthony Martial. Now I know he's 50-50 for the game on Sunday, because obviously he has been injured, but for me Martial going forward is a real threat for Manchester United, and if he can link up well with Rashford and also with Dan James, I think that Manchester United could be a real threat going forward against Newcastle. But on his day, we've seen him for Manchester United. I think Manchester United fans would expect more from Anthony Martial. The final part of the three is a Newcastle player. I'm going out with Alain Saint-Maximin. I haven't seen a lot of him, obviously, because he hasn't played a lot, but I just think the potential of him is why I'm putting him in there. I could have easily gone with another Manchester United player, or I could potentially have gone with Miguel Almiron, but Almiron and Atsu haven't been playing really well. Alain Saint-Maximin really has impressed me with the lack of minutes that he's had, and I just feel maybe this is the game that he shines, Alain Saint-Maximin. He has a go with Ashley Young and really makes it hard work for him, because he is very suspect as Ashley Young. I'd like to see him start the game, and I'd like to see him really go at Manchester United, because I think he is someone that will get you on the edge of the seat, regardless if there's 40,000, 50,000, 52,000 at St James's on Sunday afternoon. People can't decide whether Marcus Rashford is an out-and-out number 9, or he should be placed on the left-hand side or the right-hand side. I don't think he's better than Martial on the flank, even possibly better than Dan James on the flank on his day. But for me, I think at the minute he's probably the best number 9 they've got. Rashford on his day, I've said this for a lot of Manchester United players, can be really difficult to cope with. I think obviously Manchester United would probably want more from him, but he's 21. He's 21, he's an England regular. Surely there's only more to come from Marcus Rashford. As soon as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, whoever manages Manchester United, they find out what his best position is, then I think you'll get a better Marcus Rashford. So that's my combined 11 for Newcastle versus Manchester United. Get your comments below. Do you agree with this combined 11? Who else would you have chosen if you're a Newcastle fan? Do you agree with the players that I've chosen? Do you feel like maybe some of the Manchester United players that I've chosen aren't good enough and maybe shouldn't be in this 11? But we'll be there on Sunday afternoon for the game. You have all the reaction with Newcastle Fans TV. We've also got the radio show as well on Nova Radio North East. It'll be streamed live on YouTube. It'll be from 7 till 8. It's a shorter show, but we'll get everything in regards to Newcastle versus Manchester United. Hopefully Newcastle come up with all 3 points. So like and subscribe to Newcastle Fans TV, and we'll see you on Sunday.